Cabinet attention drawn to handing over other state forests to districts and divisional secretariats. Former Sri Lankan cricket captain Kumar Sanqara appears at Special Investigation Unit on the prevention of offences relating to sports. Government says it will not sign any agreements that is detrimental to the country. Another T-56 firearm discovered from a house in Habarakada, Homagama. Russian voters overwhelmingly backed a referendum on constitutional changes, allowing President Vladimir Putin to remain in power until 2036. Good afternoon, you're watching Lunchtime News.
Sri Lanka's election headquarters, where key political movers and shakers are seen and heard, where party stalwarts and fresh faces are equal, where statements are made. And leadership emerges, where partnerships are established and destinies decided. Only News First. Sri Lanka's election headquarters. News First.
A statement made by Vinayagamurthy Muralidharan alias Karuna Amman, the leader of the Tamil United Freedom Front, was heavily discussed during the past few days. Now, against such a backdrop, he made another statement at a public meeting in Kalavanchikudi, Batiklo yesterday.
At present, we are bargaining with the government to decide the modalities of joining the government. It will be easy for the party to bargain more depending on the seats our faction receives. If our party gets at least one representative from Batiklo, it will be easy for me to deliver the development into the area through them. Recently, a 30-second clip went viral and suddenly Karuna Amman was a hit in every corner of the world. Whether it be the television or the radio, it was Karuna Amman. I spoke for almost an hour at the event. I spoke about the issues faced by the people. Lives were lost in the war and it should not happen in the future. That statement was edited by a certain individual and it backfired on him. The said person is Sajith Premadasa. Then I said it was the former's late father who provided 5,000 guns, 5,000 hand grenades and 10 million rounds of ammunition and more than 250 million rupees in cash to strengthen the organization. Therefore, Sajith Premadasa cannot go to the Sinhala community and he understood he would have to face issues if there is a single scratch on Karuna Amman. It is for this very reason the Prime Minister too issued a statement to remain silent rather than crying out Karuna Amman's name.
Here are a few views expressed in the political arena leading up to the general election.
2020. The government is making false statements saying that through the MCC agreement, the previous government took $10 million. When we ask this from the finance ministry, it has no record of this $10 million they speak of. It's easy to sling mud during the elections. They were going to sign the MCC agreement during the presidential election. But what are they saying now? They are saying that they did not sign it. Some are behaving like it never happened after saying these things. They speak as if it doesn't exist. If a UNP government had been in power for a few years, we wouldn't be able to live in this country. We would have to take permission from others to live here. MCC gives a nightmare is shown to the people with the MCC agreement. They are trying to sign the agreement again. The UNP has laid the foundation to this. Agreements have been signed. Now they are saying they can't back down in this agreement. However, the MCC agreement is not yet signed. Keep this in your mind. If the MCC is signed, American troops will be able to come to our country as if this land is one of their states. We can't check them. We can't file cases against them. We can't bring them to courts. Those are the rules of the agreement. We will become a colony. Today, politics have turned into a different path. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa is someone who will go beyond conventional political practices. Within 71 years, we were not able to develop the country. Debts have increased. One person is in debt close to 600,000.
2020. Now, the leader of the Samagi Janabala Vegiya, Sajid Premadasa, attended several rallies in Jaffna yesterday.
A meeting was held in the Thavadi area and Sajid Premadasa answered the queries raised by area residents and presented his manifesto.
I can be responsible for what I do. Sir?
Leader of the Samagi Janabala Vegiya, Sajid Premadasa, attended another meeting in Jaffna. I urge you to get away from the old system and move forward towards a new era. Have faith and join hands with us to work together.
අගමැති වුණොත් තමිල් පීපල්ස්ගේ ප්‍රශ්න කොහොමද සර් මේ මේකට මොනවද සොලියුෂන් දෙන්නේ
මම කවදාවත් මගේ රජයක් තුල
There will be no difference in a government of mine. I don't work centering one particular race, religion, class or creed. You all should feel free that everyone is treated equally as citizens of this country. My job is to erase people's mindsets on thinking that they are second or third class citizens.
අපි second class citizen, third class citizen නෙවෙයි. අන්න ඒ වගේ හැඟීම් තියෙන එක ඉවත් කරන එකයි මගේ job එක.
We want a clean parliament. We want a clean government. Think before you vote. The cabinet attention has been drawn for the need to transfer land that are considered access areas from state forests to district and divisional secretariats. Joint Cabinet spokesperson Minister Bandulu Gunawardana expressed the following views at the cabinet media briefing today.
The cabinet decided to revamp and restructure the process regarding lands by vesting the powers to the district secretary, as several complaints have been received saying that the farmers are compelled to face many inconveniences when lands which come under the district secretary are handed over to the Wildlife Conservation Department for the management of it. So the cabinet, after consideration, informed the Minister of Wildlife Resources S.M. Chandrasena to implement a program to hand over the lands belonging to the divisional secretary.
Cabinet spokesperson Minister Bandulu Gunawardana commented on agreements that may be harmful to the country.
A final decision on any agreements have been made, and that is, any agreement that is detrimental to the country and the constitution will not be signed.
Co-cabinet spokesperson Minister Bandulu Gunawardana also spoke about the issues pertaining to electricity bills. We have received complaints about customers who have been asked to pay a large sum of money for electricity following the pandemic. It is true that the electricity consumption was high during the COVID-19 pandemic because people were restricted to their homes. Higher the consumption, higher the bill. However, since we are all affected by the outcome of COVID-19, check the bills you received during the 3 months before March. When compared, if there is an unusual increase in the bill, a method to rectify this issue will be presented at the next cabinet meeting. However, settle the electricity bill you have received for now. By next week, a method will be implemented to provide relief to those who are affected. The Sri Lanka Liberated Workers Union of the Colombo Port says the hunger strike, which was launched by 3 workers of the Colombo Port on top of a gantry crane, is still underway. The chairman of the union, Prasanna Kalutaranga, said the fast is in effect, urging authorities to install the imported gantry cranes at the East Container Terminal of the Colombo Port. Port workers who alleged that the East Container Terminal of the Colombo Port was to be handed over to India followed various trade union actions over the past few days. They claim the strike would continue until the matter has been resolved.
Right now I'm outside the Colombo port, and as you know, yesterday 3 workers of the Colombo port commenced a hunger strike on top of a gantry crane yesterday, and today we learned that more representatives of the Sri Lanka Liberated Workers Union have also joined this hunger strike, urging the authorities to install the imported gantry cranes at the East Container Terminal of the Colombo port. And as you can see, many police officers have been deployed and the hunger strike is still underway. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Senator Senanayaka.
Former Test captain Kumar Sangakkara was summoned to the Special Investigation Unit on the Prevention of Offences relating to sports today to provide a statement for the investigation on the allegation made by former Sports Minister Mahindanand Alutgamage regarding the 2011 Cricket World Cup final.
Kumar Sangakkara arrived at the investigative unit at around 9 this morning. Our correspondent said that he is currently providing statement in relation to the inquiry. Former Sri Lankan captain Kumar Sangakkara captained the team at the 2011 World Cup. The Special Investigation Unit on Prevention of Offences relating to sports has now recorded statements from Aravind De Silva, who was the chairman of the selection committee at the 2011 World Cup, and cricketer Upul Tharanga. Meanwhile, International Cricket Council President Shashank Manohar has resigned from his position. Thus, the ICC has decided to appoint Imran Khawaja, the Vice President of the ICC, as its temporary chairman. Manohar has held the post of chairman of the ICC on 2 previous occasions, both 2-year terms. The International Cricket Council is to announce the process of appointing its new chairman next week.
A suspect has been arrested along with a T-56 firearm from a house in Habarakada, Homagama. The arrest was made following a raid carried out by the Criminal Investigation Department.
Several more firearms and other equipment had been discovered from a house in Kandalanda, Homagama, based on information received upon interrogation from the 38-year-old suspect. 4 hand grenades, a pistol, 2 detonators and a locally manufactured firearm, an air rifle and 600 bullets were among the items discovered. These equipment were found based on information provided by the suspects, who were arrested on the 29th of last month from Pitipana, Homagama, along with 12 T-56 firearms.
Several hotels in Maravilla were reopened yesterday.
Our correspondent said the hotels in Maravilla were opened yesterday. The hotels were reopened following multi-religious observances. Attention was focused on washing hands, maintaining 1 meter distance, wearing face masks and disinfecting the premises before reopening the hotels. Our correspondent said a considerable number of tourists have arrived at these hotels.
And that's it for your lunchtime news right here on TV1. Just before I leave you, for those of you who are fans of Newsline Live, do watch Newsline at 8:30 tonight as Mayantha Disanayaka of the Samagi Janabala Vegaya talks to Faraz. That's right here on TV1. That's the news. Thank you for watching.